My beloved child, come quietly now, for I draw near to you with a softness that asks for nothing but your attention. Let the noise around you settle like dust returning to the earth. Let your breath deepen, as if you are remembering something ancient within yourself, something that has always known how to rest in my presence. I invite you into a stillness where no striving is required, where no mask is necessary, where nothing must be proven or defended. My child, in this gentle opening, I place my hand upon the moment you are living. I steady it. I breathe warmth into the places that feel cold. The path before you has been stirring, rising like a quiet dawn, and I want you to feel its glow before you see its full horizon. This is the beginning of a conversation between your heart and mine, a tender unfolding meant not to pressure you, but to prepare you. Come as you are. You are safe with me. And as you step into this message, know this truth whispered over you. The way is clear. My child, listen closely, for I speak to you in a moment intentionally chosen. I come not with rush or force, but with a focused tenderness that carries a single refrain meant for your spirit. The way is clear. These words rise around you like a soft wind, brushing against the confusion that has been clinging to your thoughts for far too long. They are not a command, but an unveiling, a quiet revelation meant to steady you where you have felt uncertain. You have been waiting for a sign, a direction, a confirmation that would silence the restless turning inside your chest. I come now to tell you that the clarity you've been longing for is not distant. It is already unfolding beneath your feet. You may not have realized how close you are to stepping into a new rhythm, but I have been guiding you toward it with deliberate grace. The seasons of hesitation, of circling the same questions, have prepared you for this moment. Do not think you have wandered aimlessly. Every hesitation carried wisdom. Every detour carried protection. But now, my beloved, I draw near with a new tone. A tone that presses gently but firmly. A tone that invites you into forward motion. I tell you again, the way is clear. What once appeared tangled is loosening. What once seemed unreadable is forming into shape. What once felt like fog is thinning into a soft certainty. This message arrives now, because your heart is finally ready to hear it without shrinking from its weight. Not a heavy weight, but the weight of purpose, the weight of stepping into something that calls you forward with both tenderness and strength. You have questioned yourself more than you needed to. You have doubted the whispers that rose within you. And yet, even through the doubt, you kept reaching, kept listening, kept hoping for something more aligned than what your past allowed. That perseverance matters. That longing matters. I have seen every moment of it. And now, in this moment, I bring you this truth. The way is clear. There is a sacred urgency woven into this message, not because you are running out of time, but because you are standing in the perfect time. This is a threshold hidden in plain sight, and I am drawing your attention to it so gently that you might mistake it for coincidence unless you pause and feel the resonance beneath my words. I am speaking to your deeper knowing, the part of you that recognizes my voice even when your mind tries to explain it away. You are not imagining the shift within you. You are not imagining the pull towards something different. These are signals, not distractions. They are confirmations rising like steady light in a long night. You have carried uncertainty like a heavy garment draped over your shoulders, and you have worn it for so long that part of you began to believe it was your natural covering. But it is not. I am lifting it now, not abruptly, but with a gentleness that honors every moment you spent trying to find your way. As I lift it, I reveal a landscape before you, quiet, open, prepared. The way is clear, not because every detail is visible, but because I am walking it with you, matching your pace, guiding your steps, in ways you will feel more than understand. My child, this message is not offered to overwhelm, but to center you. I am drawing you into stillness so you can feel the truth beneath the noise of your doubts. You have been seeking direction with such sincerity, and I honor that. But I want you to know that direction has already been placed within you like a map written in light across your spirit. You have not been wandering without guidance. You have been learning how to recognize the gentle nudges, the subtle shifts, the quiet alignments that point you toward what is meant for you. Allow these words to settle deeply. The way is clear. Not because you must rush. Not because you must prove your readiness. But because the obstacles that once loomed large have lost their power. What blocked you before is dissolving. What intimidated you before is shrinking. What confused you before is unwinding. You are not stepping into chaos. You are stepping into alignment. My beloved, you are more prepared than you realize. So breathe. Let the tension loosen its grip. You are safe to move forward. You are safe to trust the whisper rising within you. And as you continue through this message, hold this truth close to your heart. The way is clear, and you are not walking it alone. My beloved child, draw nearer now, for this part of the journey asks nothing of you except honesty. Not the kind spoken aloud, but the quiet honesty that lives beneath your ribs, the unfiltered truth you rarely let yourself feel. I want you to know that I have seen every moment of your becoming. I have watched you navigate storms you never told anyone about, storms that shook you in places no one could see. And yet, here you stand, still reaching, still searching, still longing for clarity, for peace, for direction. My child, none of that longing has been wasted. None of your silent battles have gone unnoticed. There were nights when you questioned your worth, when exhaustion pressed against your bones like a heavy shadow. You wondered if anyone truly understood the weight you carried, the unseen responsibilities, the internal pressures, the quiet fears that never seemed to rest. You hid so much inside yourself, believing that strength meant silence. But I tell you gently now, you were never unseen in those moments. Not once. Not for a breath. I held every tear you never allowed to fall. I felt every heartbeat that thudded with worry. I understood every thought you tried to bury. My child, you were never walking alone, not even when you convinced yourself you had to. There were seasons when you kept giving, even when you had almost nothing left to offer. You poured yourself out for others, hoping it would bring meaning, hoping it would hold your world together, hoping it would answer the ache inside you. You tried so hard to be enough for everyone else that you forgot how deeply you deserved to be cared for yourself. But I saw you. I saw the moments you whispered, "I'm tired," not with your lips but with your soul. I saw when you tried to smile through heaviness. I saw when you woke up each day unsure if you had the strength to keep going. And with every struggle, I drew closer, not farther. You may think your pain was invisible, because others did not notice. But I noticed. I witnessed the heartbreaks you carried quietly, the disappointments you pretended didn't sting, the hopes you abandoned because they seemed too fragile to hold. I witnessed the dreams you placed on the shelf, whispering to yourself that maybe they weren't meant for you after all. I witnessed the moments you doubted your own heart, your own voice, your own direction. And in all of it, I held you with a tenderness you rarely allow yourself to feel. There is nothing in you that has been ignored. Not a single fear. Not a single hope. Not a single question. You have felt misunderstood more times than you can count, and you have learned to carry that misunderstanding like a quiet companion. But hear me, my beloved, I understand you. I understand the depth of what you feel even when you cannot name it. I understand the weight of your longing even when you try to minimize it. I understand the places inside you where words cannot reach. You are known more deeply than you have ever known yourself. And I want you to recognize this truth because it is the foundation of what comes next. Before you can step forward, before you can embrace the clarity that is unfolding around you, you must know this with absolute certainty. You are not a mystery to me. You are not lost. You are not overlooked. Everything you have survived has shaped the strength of this moment. Everything you have questioned has sharpened the clarity you are now ready to receive. Every tear has softened the ground where new growth can begin. Your story has not been a detour. It has been preparation. You have been carrying the belief that you must figure everything out alone, that you must be strong enough, wise enough, calm enough, deserving enough before you can step into what you truly desire. But my child, none of those conditions were ever required. I did not wait for you to perfect yourself before seeing you. I did not wait for you to have all the answers before guiding you. I did not wait for you to feel confident before whispering truth into your spirit. I have been with you in your uncertainty, your trembling, your doubt, your confusion, and I have loved you through all of it. The pain you've held so tightly was never a mark of failure. It was a mark of humanity, of depth, of sensitivity, of heart. Your ability to feel so deeply is not a weakness. It is a strength that many never learn to honor. And though it has made life heavy at times, it has also made you resilient, intuitive, compassionate, and capable of recognizing truth when it arrives gently at your feet. This is why you feel this message now not as pressure, but as resonance. It fits. It finds you. It speaks a language your heart has been waiting to hear. So let your shoulders release. Let your breaths deepen. Let yourself be known without resistance. You do not have to hide from me. You do not have to pretend. I hold the full truth of who you are, the softness, the strength, the confusion, the longing, the hope, the weariness, and I call nothing in you unworthy. My beloved child, you are seen. You are understood. You are known. And everything that has shaped you has prepared you for the clarity that comes next. My beloved child, come gently into this moment with me, for this is where the path begins to shift beneath your feet. You have walked through confusion, through questions, through seasons where direction felt distant and certainty felt like something reserved for others. But now, something within you is stirring, a quiet recognition, a soft internal turning. You are standing at a threshold, one you may not have fully recognized until now. It is not marked by dramatic signs or loud announcements. It is marked by a subtle clarity rising within you, like dawn pushing softly against the last edges of night. This is the threshold moment, the place where hesitation begins to loosen and a new sense of direction starts to take form. My child, you may feel it as a small shift, a sense that something is ready to change, even if you cannot yet articulate what that change is. You may feel it as a gentle pull, an awareness that the old patterns no longer fit as comfortably as they once did. You may feel it as a question that keeps returning, not to trouble you, but to guide you towards something more aligned with who you are becoming. This is not coincidence. This is not random. This is the moment when the inner and outer world begin to meet, when what you feel within you begins to reflect what is being shaped around you. You are not imagining this turning. It is real, and it is purposeful. There comes a time in every journey when the familiar can no longer hold the fullness of who you are. You have reached such a time. The old paths that once felt safe now feel too small. The routines that once brought stability now feel limiting. The fears that once held you back now feel less convincing. You are awakening to a deeper truth, that you are ready for something new, something clearer, something truer to the voice that has been quietly whispering within you for far longer than you realize. And I am here now to bring that whisper into focus, to mark this moment so gently that you cannot mistake its significance. You stand at a doorway, not forced, not pushed, but invited. This threshold does not demand urgency in the sense of pressure or fear. It invites urgency in the sense of readiness, in the sense of acknowledging that you are no longer who you were, and you cannot remain in the places that required you to dim your light or shrink your voice. The threshold moment is sacred because it reveals that your heart has grown beyond the limitations that once defined you. What felt unclear before is beginning to align. What felt overwhelming before is becoming manageable. What felt impossible before is starting to soften into possibility. You may feel torn between two worlds, the world you've known and the one opening before you. This is natural. You may feel the familiar tug of old doubts, whispering that you are not prepared or qualify. You may feel the echo of past disappointments, trying to convince you that new beginnings always lead to the same endings. But beneath those echoes, there is a steadier sound, a deeper resonance. It is my voice, reminding you that clarity does not arrive all at once. It arrives step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. And right now, in this moment, you are receiving exactly what you need, an awakening to the fact that the way ahead is not blocked. It is open. This threshold moment is not only about stepping into something new. It is also about releasing the belief that you must walk blindly. You do not. I am here, illuminating each step in a way that honors your pace. I do not ask you to leap. I do not ask you to rush. I simply place a gentle light before you, enough for the next step, enough for your heart to feel held. And as you look at that light, you will realize something profound, that clarity is not a destination. It is a companion. It walks with you, not ahead of you. You may wonder how you will know when to move, how to trust the signals, how to distinguish between fear and intuition. But hear me, my beloved. The threshold moment clarifies itself through feeling, not force. When the path is right, there is a quiet resonance within you, a sense of alignment that does not demand explanation. When the path is wrong, there is tension, heaviness, resistance that drains rather than lifts. The threshold teaches you to trust the subtle movements of your own spirit. It teaches you to hear the difference between the voice of fear and the voice of truth. You are not drifting. You are transitioning. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not uncertain. You are unfolding. The threshold moment reveals that the clarity you seek is not something you must chase. It is something already rising within you, something I am nurturing with every gentle whisper, every moment of stillness, every breath that draws you closer to your own center. You are crossing from confusion into alignment, from hesitation into recognition, from searching into finding. My beloved child, you are ready for this moment. Not because you feel certain, but because your heart has learned to listen. Step gently into this awareness. Let yourself acknowledge the truth you have sensed but doubted. The way is clear enough for the next step, and that is all you need right now. And as we continue, I will walk with you deeper into this unfolding. My beloved child, come softly into this part, for here we turn our attention toward the shadows that have gathered around your steps. Not to shame you, not to expose you, but to give you language for the quiet weights you have carried for far too long. You cannot walk a clear path while holding what was never meant to stay with you. And so, with tenderness, with patience, with unwavering gentleness, I invite you to look with me at the barriers that have shaped your journey. These barriers are not your identity. They are not your destiny. They are simply the remnants of survival, the echoes of old stories, the residue of long seasons when you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. My child, one of the first barriers that rises within you is doubt, so familiar you barely notice when it takes hold. Doubt has traced your steps, whispering that you might be wrong, that you might be unworthy of clarity, that your intuition cannot be trusted. It has woven itself into your thoughts so gently that it sometimes feels like caution rather than limitation. But hear me, the doubt you've carried is not truth. It is a memory of moments when you needed to protect yourself from disappointment. It served a purpose once, but now it stands as a wall between you and the next chapter opening before you. Doubt does not define you. It is simply a voice that has grown louder than it should. Fear, too, has sat in your chest like an unwanted guest. Fear of choosing wrong. Fear of trying and failing. Fear of stepping forward only to meet the same cycles you've already survived. Fear that the clarity you feel might dissolve the moment you trust it. My child, fear is not weakness. It is the natural response of a heart that has lived through uncertainty. It is a reflex, not a prophecy. You have mistaken fear as a sign to stop when it was only ever a sign that something meaningful was awakening inside you. Fear rises when you stand at the edge of growth, not because you are in danger, but because you are crossing into unfamiliar ground. Fear speaks loudly, but it does not speak truth. Another barrier you carry is hesitation, the way you pause before every decision, the way you second-guess even the steps that feel right. Hesitation has woven itself into your habits, slowing your movement, convincing you that you need more certainty, more reassurance, more proof. But hesitation is not your natural rhythm. It grew from environments where you were taught to shrink, to seek permission, to silence your inner knowing. You learned to delay your own steps because you feared the consequences of being wrong. But my beloved, hesitation has kept you standing still longer than you needed. It is time to loosen its hold, not by rushing, but by trusting. There is also confusion, an internal fog that rises whenever you try to listen to yourself. Confusion has made you question whether your desires are valid, whether your instincts are reliable, whether your dreams are realistic. But confusion is often the result of too many external voices, too many expectations pressed upon you, too many opinions shaping what you believe you're allowed to want. You are never meant to carry the weight of every voice around you. You are meant to hear your own clarity beneath all the noise. The confusion within you is not a failure of perception. It is a sign that you have outgrown the perspectives that once surrounded you. And then there are the influences outside you, the people, the memories, the disappointments, the criticisms, the comparisons that have built invisible walls around your confidence. You have taken the opinions of others and placed them above your own inner truth. You have let their doubts become your limitations. You have allowed their expectations to overshadow your authenticity. My child, external voices are not your compass. They never were. They can guide, they can teach, they can inform, but they cannot define the truth written within you. The path that awaits you does not require the approval of others. It requires the alignment of your own spirit. Perhaps the deepest barrier is the belief that you must earn clarity, that you must achieve a certain level of perfection before you are allowed to step forward. This belief has chained you to self-judgment, convincing you that you are always one step behind, never quite enough, always preparing, never arriving. But listen gently now. Clarity is not a reward. It is a natural unfolding. You do not earn it. You awaken to it. My beloved child, every barrier you hold is human. Every wall you built was constructed for survival, not failure. But now you stand in a moment where these barriers no longer serve you. They have completed their purpose. They protected you when you felt small. They guarded your heart when the world felt uncertain. But they are not meant to walk with you into the clarity that is forming on your horizon. You are not the doubt. You are not the fear. You are not the hesitation. You are not the confusion. You are not the expectations others placed upon you. You are the one who has survived them, the one who has grown beneath them, the one who is now rising beyond them. The way is clear not because these barriers never existed, but because you are ready to see them for what they are. Temporary shadows cast by old seasons. My child, look at them with compassion, but without attachment. They are fading. And as they fade, the path before you becomes brighter, steadier, more unmistakably aligned with who you truly are. You are stepping into clarity, and nothing that once held you back has the power to define your next step. My beloved child, let your breath deepen now, for this is the part where the horizon begins to widen before you. You have named the barriers. You have felt their weight. You have walked through seasons where clarity seemed distant and hope felt fragile. But here, in this tender unfolding, I am revealing a promise, not a promise of easy days or flawless paths, but a promise woven from something far more enduring, something anchored in the quiet truth of who you are becoming. This promise is not transactional. It is not a bargain. It is a relationship, a steady presence, a gentle assurance that as you continue forward, you will not be left wondering in uncertainty. My child, hear this with your whole being. You are moving into a season of peace, healing, and restoration. Peace does not arrive as an escape from life, but as an inner grounding that holds you steady even when life moves unpredictably. This peace I offer is not fragile. It does not depend on circumstances aligning perfectly. It arises from within, from the place where your spirit and my guidance meet. You will feel it begin to settle into the spaces where anxiety once ruled. It will seep into the corners of your mind where worry built its home. It will flow into your daily rhythms like quiet sunlight warming the morning air. This peace does not demand effort. It is something you receive when you allow space for stillness, when you breathe deeply enough to let truth expand inside you. My promise is that this peace will become your compass, gently shifting your attention back to clarity whenever doubt tries to pull you away. Alongside peace, a healing is taking root within you. Not just healing of the wounds you acknowledge, but healing of the wounds you hide, the ones you learned to live around, the ones you believed you had to carry forever. Healing does not rush. It arrives softly, like a tide that returns again and again to wash away what no longer belongs. You will begin to notice that certain old pains no longer hold the same power. Certain memories soften. Certain patterns lose their grit. And the spaces within you that once felt tender, exposed, or fragile will begin to feel strong again. Not hardened, strong. My beloved, healing will not erase your story. It will illuminate it. It will turn what once felt heavy into wisdom. It will transform what once felt scattered into wholeness. And as healing deepens, clarity will unfold in ways that feel natural, unforced, unmistakably aligned with who you truly are. You will begin to recognize that clarity has always been trying to reach you. It was simply muffled beneath fear, doubt, and exhaustion. But now that the barriers are loosening, clarity can rise. It will speak to you through intuition, through a knowing that does not need explanation, through a sense of inner resonance that feels like peace settling into place. This clarity will not be loud. It will not demand. It will gently guide you toward the choices that nourish you, the opportunities that align with your growth, the relationships that honor your heart, the steps that reflect your truest self. My promise is not that every detail of the road ahead will be visible at once, but that you will be guided step by step. You will feel the difference between paths that drain you and paths that restore you. You will know when to pause and when to move. You will sense when to release and when to embrace. And each time you take a step forward, the next step will reveal itself with greater ease. This is not a promise of perfection. It is a promise of companionship. I walk with you. I illuminate what you need to see. I steady what feels uncertain within you. Restoration is also part of this promise. The gentle rebuilding of what was once fractured, the return of strength where weakness lived, the renewal of hope where disappointment lingered. Restoration does not mean returning to who you once were. It means becoming who you truly are, without the layers of fear and doubt that once overshadowed your identity. You will find yourself reclaiming pieces of your heart you thought were lost. You will rediscover passions that faded. You will reconnect with dreams that once felt too distant. Restoration is not the return of the old. It is the birth of the new, shaped by everything you have overcome. My beloved child, forward movement is already beginning within you. Even now, as you listen, your spirit is shifting. You feel the resonance of truth in places you once felt empty. You sense a quiet readiness in spaces that once felt overwhelmed. You are not standing still. You are aligning. The path before you is not blank. It is illuminated, gently enough not to overwhelm you, clearly enough to guide you. You do not need to rush. You do not need to push. You only need to remain open to the unfolding. And so I promise you this. As you continue, you will experience moments of unmistakable clarity, moments where you feel, without question, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. These moments will anchor you. They will become reminders during times when life feels uncertain. You are not walking a path of confusion. You are walking a path of awakening. This promise is yours not because you have earned it, but because you are embraced, guided, and deeply loved. You are stepping into alignment. You are stepping into peace. You are stepping into healing. You are stepping into clarity. My beloved child, come gently into this part, for what we step into now is tender, intimate, and deeply personal. This is the moment where you release what has been pressing against your spirit for far too long. Not by force, not by discipline, not by effort, but by surrender, soft, open, quiet surrender. I do not ask you to let go as a command. I invite you to let go as an act of relief, an unburdening, a return to the truth of who you are beneath the layers of worry, guilt, pressure, and expectation. This part is not about losing anything. It is about making space. It is about opening your hands so I can place peace where chaos lived, place rest where stress lived, place clarity where confusion lived. My child, surrender does not mean giving up. It does not mean weakness. It does not mean resignation. Surrender is the gentle release of what you were never meant to carry alone. It is the moment you stop gripping what hurts you. It is the moment you stop wrestling with what refuses to bend. It is the moment you allow your heart to soften enough for healing to enter. You have carried so much for so long. Your shoulders have been tense, your mind restless, your emotions stretched thin. But surrender asks only this. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself rest. Let yourself be supported. There are burdens you've held so tightly that they have become familiar, almost comfortable in their weight. Stress has woven itself into your routines until you barely notice how heavy it feels. Guilt has whispered in your ear, convincing you that you must do more, be more, give more to be worthy of rest. Anxiety has crept into your thoughts, preparing you for worst-case scenarios even when your heart longs for hope. You have lived with these burdens so long that part of you believes they are permanent residents within your soul. But hear me, my child, these were never meant to be permanent. They are visitors who overstayed their welcome. And now, gently, lovingly, it is time to release them. Come into this sacred exchange with openness. Imagine yourself standing in a quiet space, the noise of the world fading into a distant hum. Imagine your hands, tired from gripping too tightly, slowly uncurling. Imagine the weight lifting, not because you forced it away, but because you finally trusted yourself enough to let me lift it with you. That moment, that soft release, is surrender. It is a doorway. It is a shift from carrying alone to being carried with care. Give me your stress, not in perfect form, not wrapped neatly, not explained with eloquent words. Just hand me what feels overwhelming, the pressure that sits behind your eyes, the tension that lives in your chest. As you release it, something new settles in its place. Ease. Ease does not ignore responsibility. Ease does not erase challenges. Ease simply reminds you that you do not face any of it without support. Ease becomes your new breath, your new rhythm, your new posture. Give me your guilt, the kind that whispers you should be better, faster, stronger, more prepared. The kind that tells you that rest is laziness, that needing help is weakness, that your best is never enough. My beloved, your worth has never depended on your performance. You were never expected to carry the world on your shoulders. Release that guilt and feel in its place the warm, steady assurance that you are allowed to be human. You are allowed to be learning. You are allowed to be in process. And you are deeply cherished through all of it. Give me your anxiety, not because you must be fearless, but because fear was never meant to be the captain of your choices. Hand me the spiraling thoughts, the imagined disasters, the invisible battles that wake you in the night. Anxiety tightens your world, peace expands it. And in this sacred exchange, I offer you not denial of fear, but courage. Quiet, grounded courage that allows you to move even when the unknown feels vast. Give me your confusion, the swirling questions, the indecision, the emotional fog that makes it hard to trust yourself. Confusion is not failure. It is simply a sign that old perspectives are dissolving and new ones are forming. As you release confusion, clarity enters, not all at once, but steadily, like a lantern lighting the next step rather than the entire road. This clarity will grow with you, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. Surrender is not a one-time act. It is a rhythm. It is the practice of remembering that you are not alone. It is the choice to trust that you are guided, supported, and deeply held. And each time you surrender, each time you open your hands, something sacred flows back to you. What you release returns as something gentler, lighter, more aligned with who you truly are. In surrender, you exchange pressure for peace. In surrender, you exchange guilt for grace. In surrender, you exchange fear for courage. In surrender, you exchange confusion for clarity. In surrender, you exchange exhaustion for restoration. My beloved child, feel the softness of this moment. Let the tension in your body melt, even if only slightly. Let your breath move freely. Let your heart recognize that it no longer has to fight for every step. You are supported. You are steadied. You are held in a way that does not demand perfection, but invites presence. You do not need to force the path ahead. You only need to stay open to the exchange, letting go of what burdens you, receiving what heals you. This is the sacred rhythm that will guide you forward, not through striving but through surrender. My beloved child, come now into a quieter, steadier space within yourself, for this part of our journey moves from the unseen to the seen, from the internal shift to the external expression. You have walked through clarity, through healing, through surrender, and now I gently invite you to bring these truths into your daily life, not through pressure, not through strict discipline, but through gentle alignment. Practical alignment is not about forcing yourself into new patterns. It is about allowing your outer world to reflect the peace that is forming within you. It is about shaping your days in a way that honors your spirit rather than drains it. It is about choosing actions that support the clarity you are stepping into. My child, alignment begins in the quiet choices, those small, almost invisible moments where you pause long enough to listen to your own truth. It begins when you choose stillness instead of spiraling thoughts, when you choose breath instead of panic, when you choose presence instead of self-criticism. These are not grand gestures. They are gentle practices that build a foundation strong enough to hold the path you are walking. Let your mornings become moments of soft grounding, even if only for a few breaths. Let your evenings become moments of release, letting the day settle without judgment. These simple rhythms are the threads that weave peace into your everyday life. Your time is precious, my beloved, and I ask you to hold it with intention. Not urgency, not scarcity, but intention. Notice where your time flows. Notice what drains you without offering nourishment. Notice what lifts your spirit without demanding more than you can give. Practical alignment means choosing to place your energy where it grows you rather than where it depletes you. You do not need to fill every hour. You do not need to be constantly productive. You are not defined by your output. Your time becomes sacred when it reflects who you are and who you are becoming. Relationships, too, are part of this alignment. You have given so much of your heart to places where it was not always held with care. You have stayed in conversations long after your soul grew quiet. You have carried the emotional weight of others even when your own heart was weary. But now, as you step into clarity, there is a gentle shift beginning within you. You are learning to nurture the relationships that nourish you, the ones where you feel seen, safe, and supported. You are learning to set boundaries not as walls, but as expressions of self-respect. Boundaries are not rejection. They are alignment. They teach others how to treat you, and they teach you how to honor your own peace. Practical alignment also touches the way you treat your own body. You have pushed yourself past the edge of exhaustion more times than you can count. You have ignored signals of fatigue, convincing yourself that rest must be earned. But hear me, your body is not your enemy. It is your companion, your vessel, your quiet guide. It speaks to you through tension, through heaviness, through tightness in your chest or knots in your stomach. When you ignore it, you drift. When you listen, you align. Treat your body with the same tenderness I offer you. Rest when you need to. Move in ways that bring ease. Nourish yourself without guilt. Your physical care is not a distraction from your spiritual path. It is part of it. And my child, alignment requires awareness of where your attention rests. Your mind has wandered into worry so often that it has become a familiar landscape. But now you are learning to redirect your focus, not through force, but through gentle practice. When you feel yourself slipping into old spirals, pause. Breathe. Bring your awareness back to something steady, a sensation in your body, a sound in the room, the rhythm of your breath. This is not avoidance. It is anchoring. It is choosing not to let fear dictate your direction. Peace becomes your internal compass, guiding your choices with quiet certainty. When something aligns with who you are, peace expands within you. When something pulls you away from your truth, peace contracts. This inner rhythm will become clearer the more you honor it. You will begin to feel the difference between commitments that energize you and commitments that drain you. You will feel the difference between opportunities that resonate with your spirit and those that only appeal to your fears. Practical alignment is learning to trust this inner compass more than the pressure of expectations. As you walk this path, you will notice subtle shifts. You will find yourself saying no to things that once held power over you. You will find yourself saying yes to things you once doubted you were ready for. You will move through your days with more intention, more softness, more clarity. And with each aligned choice, the way before you becomes even clearer. Do not judge yourself if some days feel messy. Alignment is not perfection. It is practice. It is returning to yourself again and again, even when you wander. It is recognizing when you are out of rhythm and gently stepping back into it without shame. It is honoring your humanity while embracing your growth. Every small choice aligns you with the path you are meant to walk. My beloved child, practical alignment turns clarity into motion. It turns peace into lifestyle. It turns healing into habit. And as you shape your days with gentle intention, you will begin to notice something profound. Your external world starts to reflect your internal transformation. What once felt chaotic begins to feel manageable. What once felt overwhelming begins to feel purposeful. You are stepping into a life that supports your spirit, not battles it. My beloved child, come into this final movement with a softened heart, for this is the moment where all the threads of your journey weave together into something clear, grounded and deeply empowering. I have walked with you through the unveiling of clarity, through the tenderness of being known, through the crossing of thresholds, through the recognition of barriers, through promise, through surrender, and through alignment. Now we arrive at the place where all of this becomes something you choose, not out of pressure, not out of fear, not out of obligation, but out of the quiet truth rising within you. This is the moment where you say yes to yourself, yes to your clarity, yes to the path I've been revealing step by gentle step. My child, choice is sacred. It is not a demand I place upon you. It is an invitation I extend to you. You are never forced forward. You are invited forward. The way is clear, but you are the one who chooses to walk it. And I honor you for every moment you have paused, questioned, trembled, hesitated, and yet kept listening. You are not behind. You are not late. You stand exactly where you need to be to choose with intention and courage. This choice is not a single moment, but a posture, a willingness to step into a life shaped by clarity rather than fear. You may think that the choice requires grand action, but it begins in the smallest of ways. It begins with the decision to trust the quiet knowing inside you. It begins with the decision to take one step instead of none. It begins with the decision to believe that you are capable of living a life that aligns with your deepest truth. Choice is not about certainty, it is about willingness. It is about allowing your spirit to move even when your mind still has questions. It is about letting your inner clarity guide you even when the future feels unknown. My beloved, there will be moments when the old voices try to pull you back, moments when doubt whispers again, moments when fear rises like a tide, moments when your past tries to reclaim its place in your present. These moments do not mean you have failed. They simply mean you are human, learning, growing, shifting into a new way of being. And when these moments come, you will remember this truth. You are not choosing the path once. You are choosing it again and again. Gently, consistently, courageously. Every choice, no matter how small, reinforces the clarity you are stepping into. The way is clear, and now you decide how you will walk it. Will you walk with fear or with courage? Will you walk with self-doubt or with trust? Will you walk with heaviness or with peace? Will you walk with old narratives or with new internal alignment? These questions are not meant to pressure you. They are meant to awaken you. They are meant to remind you that you hold more agency than you realize. You are not drifting. You are directing. You are not waiting for life to happen to you. You are participating in the shaping of your own path. And now, my child, I offer you declarations, words to speak, whisper, or hold silently in your heart. These declarations are not magic spells. They are not demands on the universe. They are reminders, anchors, truth statements that help your spirit stand steady when the world around you grows loud. Let them be soft, living seeds planted within you. Let them rise into your thoughts when you feel uncertain. Let them become part of the rhythm that carries you forward. Speak gently to yourself. I choose clarity over confusion. Let the truth settle. Feel how simplicity begins to replace the old spirals of overthinking. Speak again. I choose peace over pressure. Notice how your body softens, as if releasing what it never needed to hold. Say softly within your chest, I choose courage over fear. Not because you feel fearless, but because courage means moving while still feeling the tremble. Whisper, I choose alignment over chaos. And feel how your inner compass redirects itself toward what restores you. Let this next declaration become a steady breath within you. I choose to trust the path unfolding for me. Not because it is predictable, but because it is guided. Now speak from the deepest place within your heart. I choose to walk forward because the way is clear. These declarations are not instructions. They are invitations. They are simple, living reminders of what is available to you each day. When the world becomes noisy, return to them. When your heart feels unsteady, return to them. When confusion tries to reclaim your attention, return to them. They will anchor you in truth. My beloved child, the choice before you is not about stepping into something overwhelming. It is about stepping into something aligned. You do not need perfection. You do not need complete confidence. You do not need to have every detail resolved. You only need willingness. Willingness to trust the clarity you feel. Willingness to release what no longer serves you. Willingness to say yes to a path that has been opening for you long before you realized it. The way is clear, and now you choose how to walk it, with grace, with openness, with intention, and with the quiet knowing that you are supported with every step. You are not stepping into the unknown alone. I am with you. I walk beside you. I steady you. And I guide you in ways you will recognize more fully with each passing day. My beloved child, rest with me for these final moments. You have walked along, gentle arc through clarity, healing, and awakening, and now I gather all of it into a single soft embrace around your spirit. Let your breath slow. Let your heart settle. Let yourself feel the quiet strength that has been growing within you from the very beginning of this journey. Nothing in you is the same as when you started. You are more open, more aligned, more aware of the gentle truth that has been calling your name. As this message comes to a close, I place a seal of peace upon you, not as an ending, but as a continuation. The path ahead will unfold step by step, and you will feel my presence in every shift, every whisper of intuition, every moment of courage rising unexpectedly within you. You do not walk forward alone. You walk forward held, guided, supported. Carry this truth with you like a warm ember in your chest. The way is clear. Whenever doubt tries to cloud your vision, return to these words. Whenever fear rises, breathe them in. You are ready, my child. You are aligned. And the way is clear.